We're going to, we'll actually start. I think we'll start by standing up.
Yeah.
So if we start by standing up at the front of the mat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So just getting hip width apart and just standing with your legs hip width apart and just stand there and closing your eyes, just tuning in to you. And noticing your feet on the mat. Really notice the connection of all of your foot. So your toes and the ball of your foot, the heel. And see if you can just push that bit more into the mat. Notice how you're feeling overall, just physically. We're having just woken up. What does your body feel like? Does it need to stretch? Does it need to wake up? Or are you feeling already really supple? Just tuning into how you're thinking. And how you're feeling. It may be that you're still so sleepy, but you made it, so well done. Now we're going to just wake up the body. So if you imagine from your toes, and imagine those tree roots from your toes into the earth. So you're really connected and grounded. Heading them right down into the earth. That beautiful yin energy. You're going to harness that. And breathing it in up the tree roots to the base of your feet. And then as you bring it through the base of your feet to your heels, we've got that large surface area with your feet. Start to engage your calves as you feel that yin energy in your calves. Starting to engage, notice your knees and then engaging your thighs. Engaging your glutes and across your stomach. Really noticing that core. Bringing your shoulders up to your ears and rolling your shoulders back. Flattening out your shoulder blades. And we're going to do a couple more here. So breathing in and bringing your shoulders up to your ears again. And then as you breathe out, taking the shoulders back and around. And then one more time. Breathing them up and then rolling them back and flattening out those shoulder blades. So you're almost in mountain pose here. So engaging the arms, but not locking them out, not knocking out the elbows. Just feeling all that muscle. And just, you can, from your feet, just start to move slightly, whether it's side to side or around or front and back, but with everything engaged. Feel your body. Moving it whichever way feels comfy. You can do it in circles or side to side, front and back. Starting to waken everything up. Just noticing your whole body with all that, all the muscles engaged. And then just remaining still. And we're going to just breathe in and bring the arms wide, really stretching wide and up. Really feel that stretch. And then as you breathe out, coming down to your heart space. And then let's do that a couple more times. Breathing in and bring your arms wide and up and down in that space. And then let's do that one more time. Bring your arms wide and up and down at your heart space. And then this time as we go up with your arms, do that slight bend back and really opening up the chest. And then breathing in again, bending your knees a lot. And we're heading down into forward fold. But really feel your body hang. Each of your vertebrae opening up as your body just hangs. Noticing the strength in your legs. What do they feel like? Maybe moving your body from side to side, but keeping your legs still. Getting that stretch in your lower back and along your hips. You should feel really comfy and no heroics, just starting to waken everything up. And then from here, breathing in, and as you breathe out, we're just going to come up halfway. So placing your knees either, your hands either on below your knees or above your knees, and a nice straight back. Just stay here. And then as we breathe in, we're going to breathe out again and head down into forward fold again. Breathing in and up halfway. And then breathing out, down into forward fold again. And this time when we breathe in, we're going to bend the knees a lot, bring your arms wide, and then coming up, stretching right up. And then as you breathe out, hands in prayer position, down at your heart. And we're going to do that again. So breathing in and up. And as you breathe out, that slight bend back. Breathing in, arms wide, and we're heading down into forward fold again. Feel that hang. Is it any easier to fall yourself over? Is it easier to do that forward fold? And then breathing in, we're coming up to halfway again. Nice straight spine. And then as you breathe out, we're heading down into that forward fold. And see if you can get, if you're a bit further forward, so your hands might, maybe your fingers can touch the floor now, or your whole hand, or maybe not. Just notice. Then breathing in up to halfway again. And then breathing out into forward fold. Breathing in, bend your knees a lot and bring your arms wide, stretching right up. And as you breathe out, down at your heart space. And just feel all that movement just from the forward fold. Is your body starting to wake up? Now this time, as we breathe in and up, and as you breathe out, we're heading back. Breathing in, we're back into forward fold. And this time, as we breathe out, we're going to breathe in, we're going to take the right leg back, breathing out, and we're in runner's lunge. So you just want to make sure that the knee, the left knee, we're in runner's lunge now. So the left knee is directly over the left ankle. Beautiful. Getting a nice hip flexor stretch on the right hand side. Then finding that focal point in front. And then breathing in. And if you're wanting something a little bit stronger, keep the legs where they are. And as you breathe out, just bringing up the torso. So hands on the left knee. And feel the foot on the left foot pushing into the earth. So that grounding of the front foot and that back foot, the shin and the flattening of the back foot, the right foot pushing into the earth. So really creating that strong framework. And then if you're wanting something a little bit stronger again, breathing in and then arms up, palms facing one another. And focus on the breath. If you're starting to wobble, you can just either push the bits on the floor into the floor to create that strong base, or come back down to the hands on the knee. And then breathing in, palms together. As you breathe out, hands down in prayer position. So breathing in, hands either side of the front foot. And this time we're actually going to rock with the front leg, the left leg. We're going to keep the left leg there and then just stretch back. So you're stretching the left hamstring. And then just slowly coming forward again. And then back. Just starting to wake that left hamstring up. And it may feel a little bit tight, so just slowly going at your own pace. Back and forth. Noticing how it feels for you. It should feel okay. And then coming back to the runner's lunge again. And from here, breathing in, hands either side of the front foot, tuck the back toe, and we're going to bring the left leg to the right leg, and we're going into plank. And feeling that strong core in plank. And then from here, we're going to drop to the knees and flatten out the feet. So we're on all fours in tabletop. And then breathing in, we're going into cat and cow. So breathing into cat, opening up those vertebrae. And as you breathe out, heading into cow. And then breathing in to cat and out to cow. And just doing whatever feels right for you. If you need to wake up the hips more, then maybe you wish to circle the hips. Or if you want to go back onto your, taking your bottom onto your feet or heels, feel free to take your bottom onto your heels and go into child's pose for that lower back stretch. Just doing whatever feels right for you. So you can close your eyes or you can copy me, whatever resonates with you today. Opening up the chest forward, whatever helps to wake up your body. And then when you're ready, just taking your time, but coming back to neutral spine. And then from here, we're going to tuck the toes and then push up to down dog. So you may wish to just slowly walk the down dog out to stretch those calves and Achilles. Nice and slowly feeling that stretch, waking everything up. And then just holding the pose for a couple of breaths. Bending your knees, taking the weight in your legs. And then if you can stretch your legs, go for it. Just continue to breathe really nice and deeply right down into your belly. And then breathing in, bend the knees a lot. We're going to bring the right leg to the front of the mat. So we're in runner's lunge on the other side. So looking forward, finding that focal point again, noticing the right foot, pushing that into the mat, really that large surface area. So you're getting as much grounding and connection to the mat as you can. Noticing that left hip flexor stretch, and then the calf and the back foot, the left foot, pushing into the earth to really connect. And then if you want that little bit more, breathing in, and as you breathe out, keep the legs where they are and coming up, placing your hands on your right knee. If you're starting to wobble, just push the bits on the floor into the floor. And then breathing in again, arms up, palms facing one another. You're guided by your breath. So breathing in, palms together, and as you breathe out, down at your heart space. And then from here, we're going to place the hands either side of the front foot, and we're just going to rock back and forth. So we're stretching that right hamstring, and you'll probably notice that it feels different and stretching your left hamstring. That's quite normal. And notice which side feels better. Or tighter. Just be aware of what it feels like for you. And then coming back into runner's lunge. And then from here, we're going to take the right leg back again. So you may wish to bring your right hand inside your leg. Take the right leg back. So we're back onto all fours. And then we're going to tuck the toes again, but this time we're just going to go into plank. So holding that core, feeling that strength. And then from here, we're going to be going into breathing in. And as you breathe out, we're heading up to down dog. I might just take my seat. So that nice straight spine. Feel that strength. And then from here, breathing in, we're heading back into plank. Bottom down, like core engaged. Feel all that strength. And then breathing in, as you breathe out, back into down dog. Breathing in as you breathe out into plank. And this time breathing in, and as you breathe out, we're coming forward and opening up the chest. And if you can push your feet into the mat, take your knees off the floor and shoulders away from ears in that up dog. You feel everything opening up. Engage your glutes as well. So really feeling that opening up your pelvis. And then breathing in, we're going to go back onto all fours, tucking the toes, heading into plank as you breathe out. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, back into up dog. Let's be here for a couple of breaths. And then breathing in, as you breathe out, back into plank. Breathing in, as you breathe out, back into up dog. Breathing in, as you breathe out, back into plank. Breathing in, as you breathe out, in to up dog. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, back onto all fours, tucking your toes, back into plank. And breathing in, and as you breathe out, into down dog. And then from here, we're just going to bring the knees wide out to the edges of the mat, bringing your toes touching, and then pushing back into child's pose. So head to the floor. And if you push your palms into the mat, engage your arms. So feeling that underneath your arms, feeling it all the way down your spine, noticing your hips because we've got those knees wide, all the way down to your toes. And if your head on the floor, just feel that whole body stretch. Really opening up the lungs and ribs, getting that energy flowing. And just really breathe into that. Feel the breath around that core, the torso. And then just to relax the arms, let them fall heavily onto the mat. And then breathing in, and as you breathe out, we're just going to come back up one vertebra at a time into seated position. Beautiful. We're just going to do the 4 thumps while we're down here. So starting off on the stomach meridian, just below the eyes there. Let's get all that energy moving from just below the eyes. It runs down the front of the body and comes off the second toe. So if you can feel anything in your second toe, it's because we're working on the stomach meridian. And then we're going on to your clavicles. This is the end of the kidney meridian. So you got your clavicles on the flats just below your clavicles, tapping there. And then on your sternum. This is for your thymus, which is to do with your immune system. And then your spleen. So the spleen runs from halfway in your chest here, around to underneath your nipple. And just tap all around there. And if it feels a little bit sore, then that's where you need to tap. Spleen's to do with digestion of thoughts, emotions, of food. You've got a lot of change going on. It might be pretty tender. You need to give it a lot of love. Okay, beautiful. Now, while you're standing up, I'm going to stand up as well. And I'd like to just do the belt flow. So the belt flow helps the energy from the bottom of your body connect with the energy from the top and really flow it, get it flowing down. So we're starting off, if you place your hands around your waist, and then if you put your thumbs together behind. So basically you'll find it's if you put your finger in your belly button, it's directly behind that in your spine. And there's a point there called the Ming Men point. And it goes very, very deep. Past lives, current lives, all your energy is recorded here. So if you massage that point, you just give it a good rub. If it's a little tender, that means energy is stuck there. So you just keep rubbing it. Get that energy flowing there. And then from there, take both hands. It doesn't matter which side you start with, but we're getting energy from that point. So bringing it across to the opposite hip. So do that a few times. It doesn't matter which side you start with because we're going to do so 3 or 4 times. There's no exact measure, whatever feels right. And then run it down off the leg, squeezing the foot as you go and then shaking it off. And we'll do the same on the other side. So even up, so get that point and then over to the opposite hip. 3 or 4 times. And then running it down the leg, squeezing the foot and shaking it off. So that one is also, if you've got any stomach complaints, the digestion's not great, that's a really good one to do because we're just getting the energy moving in that area. The other one, while we're at it then, for another digestion one, we've got 2 valves here, one on the right side and one on the left. The one on the right side, that connects the large intestine and the small intestine. The one on the left connects, well, it's in the colon. So if we didn't have it, then feces would just fall out. So often when you have digestive problems, these are frozen, well, they're not functioning as they should. So there's an exercise we can do to get that energy moving. So taking your hands it's on your pubic line. And then we're going to push in with a little bit of force, pushing in, breathe in and push in and up. And then shake it off. And I'm going to do that a couple more times. So pushing in, you're manually moving things. Shake it off. One more. Pushing in and up. And then this time we're going to do the same thing. With it easier that way. So pushing in and up. And this time, instead of letting go, we're going to run it down the legs and pushing it on. Beautiful. Okay, so let's come down onto the floor now. And we'll start by laying down on your back. And we're going to bring the right leg, keep your knees bent, bring the right leg up onto the left knee. Taking your hands and shoelacing them. So placing them through the gap, you see, through the gap and holding onto the left leg. So you can either hold onto the thigh, the back of the thigh, or holding onto the shin. So we're getting a stretch in the right hand side glute and hamstring. So whatever feels comfortable for you. If you hold the shin, it's just more tension, more stretch. And head to the floor. So you've got a nice straight spine still. And we're going to be here for a few breaths. So just really feel into that stretch. Notice your breath. See if you can breathe from your stomach. And really let everything relax. So your shoulders start to fall back onto the mat more. And that tension that you might be feeling in your right glute or hip or hamstring. See if you can pay attention and send attention and intention there. So the energy starts to move and that discomfort starts to dissipate. Yeah. So breathing in, placing the left foot on the floor, taking the right leg off, placing the right foot on the floor. And then we're going to bring the left leg up and over onto the right, taking your hands and threading them through. And then again, taking your hamstring or your shin. And noticing also that there may be a difference in each side. Which side is a bit tighter than the other. And just breathe into that. Giving intention to any discomfort that you're feeling. And just see if you can breathe it and letting that energy move. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, taking the right foot to the floor, taking the left foot off to the floor. And we're just going to, elegantly as possible, roll over onto your stomach and going into Sphinx pose. So in this pose, we've got the elbows underneath the shoulders, palms flat on the mat, and then your toes. We're going to hold this for a few breaths. So you want your ears, your shoulders away from your ears, and with your legs, if you take them wide, there's less stretch over the lower lumbar region here. And we're going to hold it for a few breaths. If you want it more tension, tuck your toes and bring the legs in together. So just have a play and see what works for you. And just breathe into that. We're working on the kidney area here, middle lower back. And then breathing in, and as you breathe out, just take your chest down to the floor, your arms wide, wherever is comfortable. And really just tuning in to your body. Feeling it on the mat. Feeling the heaviness of your body on the mat, connecting it to the floor. And as you're breathing in and out, feel your belly pushing in to the mat. As you're breathing in and out. Noticing your toes on the mat. You feel their heaviness. The top of your feet on the mat. Your shins on the mat. And that connection. How much of your shins touching the mat? Or not? Noticing your knees. And is there any tension there? Noticing your quads. And their connection to the mat. Noticing your hips. And noticing your lower, noticing your belly as you're breathing in and out. Noticing the connection changing as you breathe in and out. Noticing your chest and its connection on the mat. And noticing your head connecting to the mat. And your arms. Notice their connection and their heaviness as they lay on the mat. And maybe taking your head and placing the forehead on the mat if it's not already. And then just slowly rolling your forehead from side to side. So on the third eye, just rolling it gently from side to side. Connecting in, waking up your intuition. As you're breathing in and out. Coming up with an intention for today. And then just noticing your whole body on the mat. And just be there quietly for a few breaths, noticing your body on the mat. And now starting to wriggle your fingers and toes and stretch if you need to stretch. And then just taking your time, and when you're ready, just sitting up at the end of class. And then taking a nice big breath in, stretching right up. And then as you breathe out, down at your heart space. And namaste. And thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Let me just turn off the recording.